Today I'm making a song in Minecraft. The song you're hearing in the background actually. Noteblocks were first added to the game in Minecraft 1.2.4, meaning they've been in the game for almost 11 years. I've never really used them, so I thought today I would put my very limited musical knowledge to the test and try to make a song in Minecraft. If you guys have ever been to a birthday party, you'll probably have heard of this song. It's called Happy Birthday. And to start off easy, I thought I'd try and recreate this song in Minecraft before we try and make our own. Each note block has 2 octaves in it, that's 24 notes, and there are 16 instruments that you can make with a note block, ranging from a standard piano all the way to a didgeridoo. So we've got plenty to play with. To get started, I placed all of the note blocks down and tuned them to the correct notes using some Happy Birthday sheet music I found online. It wasn't quite sounding right, but then I found a resource pack on Vanilla Tweaks that tells you the pitch of each note block, so I used that to identify the problem areas. So I think I've made all of my corrections. That resource pack has come in super handy. Now it's time to test it. Oh? Oh, that's so cool! I love it! Okay, so now I want to try and add in some harmonies along here, just to see what else we can do with it. This is what we have now. There we go, I found a nice little way to end it as well. Now I wanted to have a look at adding in some percussion. To do that, the instruments we have are a cowbell, iron xylophone, chimes, glockenspiel, bass drum, hit-hat, and a snare drum. I thought that I could go a little something like this. Or maybe we could have a snare. I don't know, I'm going to experiment and see what works best. And with a bit of percussion, this is what we're dealing with. Ah, I love it. It's so cool. It's starting to sound more filled out now. I got a little bit carried away and finished the song. It looks more complicated than it actually is. All it is this first section just repeated twice, and then the second section also repeated twice. I essentially just looped this little drum sequence that you heard a second ago, and that now goes all the way throughout the song with a little bit of didgeridoo and even some chimes. I'm just going to play it for you guys so you can hear it. It's obviously not perfect, but I'm really happy with it, and especially for somebody who's never made music before, I think it's really good. Now, I think it's time to start making our own song. I'm taking what I learned from our remixed Happy Birthday and putting it into my own song. I came up with a really simple drum loop and then just copied and pasted it all the way up this platform. I also added in these little double granites just so that I could tell where the end of each bar was. We know that each bar has 4 beats in it, this one being the first beat of the bar and then the 4th beat being right here, which is the end of the bar. This granite represents 1 rest. To help out a bit with timing, I've added in 4 ticks of repeater in between each note block. With 4 beats in 1 bar, we can have 4 note blocks on the upbeat. If we wanted to add a note block in on the downbeat, what we could do is just add a repeater with 2 ticks, because that's half of this 4 here, and then we would have 1 and 2 and, like this. So that was 1 and 2 and 3, 4. I've already added in a little bit of melody. I did this by using an online pitch detector. When using the online pitcher, I would think of a melody in my head, then hum it into my microphone, and the online pitcher would tell me what note it was. Then all I had to do was write it down and tune the note blocks to the correct note, giving us this beautiful piece of art. I think you'll agree, it's sounding pretty good. This time when placing down the note blocks, I planned out when I wanted each note to play first and then figured out the pitching. This was to reduce the amount of silence that we had in the song. I talked about downbeats earlier, and this flute makes use of them. To do this, what I had to do was slightly offset the downbeat ones. As you can see, this repeater comes out as 4 ticks, so that means that this granite block would play at the same time as this. Then these note blocks would play 4 ticks after these note blocks. I needed the note to play in between these two. 4 ticks coming out, and then 2 ticks, and then the note. I said earlier to play a downbeat you needed half the amount of ticks to play an upbeat, and that's exactly what I've done here. 2 ticks, 4 ticks. So this would play 1 and 2 and 3. I'm finding that a lot of it is just trial and error. I'll try one thing, and then if it doesn't work, I'll try and adjust something to see if it fixes it. That's how I figured out this whole offsetting system. This is what we have with the flute. This is sounding so good. It was time to start adding in some bass. We'd already added drums, flute, and guitar. We just needed to fill out the sound a little bit. What you're hearing in the background right now is the song with the bass. You'll notice that it's missing something, and that's an actual melody, and I'm thinking chimes. For the melody, I'm thinking something along the lines of da-da-dum-dum, da-da-dum-dum. I want to build off that. I need to jump across to the pitch finder. And that is exactly what we did. We ended up coming up with something quite cool, which I'll show you a little bit later on. But first, I just wanted to show you what some of these replays sound like because I think they're pretty funny. Look, listen to this. Oh, music to my ears. And that's it, our Minecraft song is finished. But first I wanted to give you some of the pointers that I came up with to help you make your own songs in Minecraft. Number one is definitely timing. These repeaters on 4 ticks and these rest beats helped me so much because it just made it a lot clearer in my head. As well as this downbeat system here with the 4-tick repeater and then the 2-tick repeater. This is of course another way of doing it, just having a 4-tick repeater into this note block and then a 2-tick repeater into the second one. So it would play one and. When figuring out what to do for the pitch, I would 100% recommend using that pitch detector that I used. I'll leave the link in description. This meant that I was able to play around with the melodies and then figure out the pitch of each one and then put it in Minecraft really easily. The thing that helped me was writing down on a separate piece of paper the notes and the timings. Here's an example of what I did. The capital letters are on the upbeat and then the lowercase letters are on the downbeat. These two B's would play at the same time, then you'd have this G and then it would play A. This helped me so much because it meant that I could plan it out so much easier and then put it in Minecraft so much faster. And then the final thing is just to experiment with different instruments. There are 16 instruments in the game and some of them sound good in your song, some of them won't. But as long as you try them all, then you should get some good variation in your song. This whole process is mainly just trial and error anyways. I've talked for long enough, now it's time to listen to the song. I think that sounds pretty perfect, but I wanted to see if a Minecraft plugin could do it any better than we could. So I put everything that we did into a Minecraft plugin called Minecraft Noteblock Studio. And here's the results. I can't believe I was beaten by a Minecraft plugin.